lipstick on my face. And 5 days later, I went to a meeting, something like this, and I knew I had found my calling in life.
Wow.
And I did not join then because nobody asked me. And that's one of the things that we're going to correct. But later, the girl did call me and said, I would like for you to listen. And I'm like, okay, you can come talk, but I'm not going to do it. And, you know, she later got out of Mary Kay, but she has told many of the people that she talked to, of all my recruits, Cindy is not the person that I thought would make it. I did not do anything outstanding because I was young and I didn't know how to do a lot of things. I didn't know how to deal with people. I didn't know how to be in business. So I had to learn everything.
Go sit down. I'm
It
good.
took
I'm
me
just
6
making sure
years
this
to
is
earn
good.
my first car. That was in 1989. And we're in car number 17 right now. And there is nothing like picking up that first car. I am telling you, they cannot prepare you for what it's like to pick up that first car. And if you stop and do the math, 17 company cars, if I went out and I bought those cars, paid cash, and paid for the insurance, how much money do 17 cars keep in my family for my children? Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, and it becomes even more important, I found out, when you have teenagers because of the insurance. Whew, Lord. But anyway, I didn't do anything. You know, I was up, down, and all around, and I had to learn everything about this business because I knew nothing. And all I knew is I wanted what I saw. And I was in a consultant for 6 years before I earned my first car. I was a consultant 8 years before I became a sales director, and I was a director. I was a consultant 18 years before I earned the first pink Cadillac. And you know the first question you get asked, do you drive one of those pink Cadillacs? And you know, I have always said, I do not care if it's polka dotted purple, like a Jelly Rancher car that goes through town like this. If it's free, I will drive it. The Cadillac is nice. We've had two. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're going to real briefly do some introductions around the room so that you can just kind of get to know each other, because we have consultants and guests. And we'll start here with Miss Ann. Ann, I want you to tell me who you are, whose unit you're in, and how long you've been in Mary Kay. Okay? Quickly. Quickly.
Okay, Ann Bookhart, I'm in Cindy's unit, and 2007, was that when we started?
Like 14 years.
No, wait a minute, 15 or 15 years, I can't even remember, it just flies.
And she was a retired teacher. And for the directors, I want to honor her and tell you she has ordered every month since she joined.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Woo, that's like royalty. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ann.
Okay, I'm Wanda Matters. Cindy's my director, and I've been in Mary Kay seems like forever, all in and out, in and out. But anyway, I'm in again. I've been in for several years now in Cindy's unit, and I love Mary Kay, and I want to build my business. I want to earn a car and just move up and have new friends and more friends.
All right.
I'm Abby Turner. I just started literally.
Brand new.
last
She's a
month,
baby.
so, but I'm in Cindy's unit, so
We're glad you're here.
yes.
Wonderful. She's where she's supposed to be. She's the friend that she needs to
I'm Andy Schellenberger. I've been in it since 2013. This is my husband Jim. He just told me I could introduce him. He just got out of the hospital this past Thursday after 7 weeks. But I'm in Janet Holloway's unit.
I'm Ann Peoples, and I've been in Mary Kay 5 years. I'm with Sailor's Team Victory. And we're on the way to victory.
I'm Dawn Josie. I've been in since March of this year. I've been to a couple of meetings, but I kind of went through something and got really depressed, and now I'm trying to get back in it because this is what I want my life to be. I realize, there's a lot of ladies and a lot of people that you can talk to. I don't know if you wanna call me, I'm in Selah, Kalita, or Lynn's unit, I'm not sure which one. I'm under Rachel anyway. But, so, either way, I'm just glad to be in all of them, so, I appreciate everybody and everything that everybody has done for me to help me since March.
Thank you. Now, for the benefit of some of the newer consultants or the guests, what she said was, she's a recruit of Rachel, who, her director is in North Carolina, but she is adopted by Selah and Kalita and Lynn. One of the things that's unique to Mary Kay is, as a sales director, you don't have to be financially connected to us. We will adopt you and take care of you and never get any financial compensation for it. That's unique to Mary Kay. I don't know of any place else that does it. It's like Walmart training Kmart's people, okay? So that is something that is a benefit. And she gets the knowledge and the information and the support from 4 different units, now 5 different units. So don't forget to take advantage of that, okay?
My name is Tiffany. I'm the guest of Rachel.
Wonderful, we're glad you're here, Tiffany. Wonderful.
I'm Peggy Carter, from Willacoochee. I'm in Cindy's unit, and I've just re-signed for the 3rd time.
Okay, doing great. Okay, Maria, this is my guest.
Maria Pacheco.
Maria Pacheco.
Yes. My from Nes Douglas, and I coming for Miss Cindy.
And Mariana.
And Mariana.
Glad you're here. I just applaud Maria because you have to be pretty brave to go into something not knowing what in the world you're going into. I don't know what I'm going to, I don't know why I'm going, I just was invited. And then you walk in and see all this and you're like, whoa, what's happening? So Maria, thank you so much.
Hello.
Hey, let us get woke up, Maud.
I didn't realize you was out there. I didn't recognize you with that new hairdo.
Tell us your name.
My name is Maud Johnson. I'm in the unit of Selah Love, Team Victory, and I've been in Mary Kay for approximately 6 years.
Wonderful. And Maud, my grandmother's name was Maud.
Awesome.
So that is very precious to me. I keep trying to get some of my children to tell me they'll name my grandchild Maud, and they won't agree to it.
Oh, no.
But I would love to have one named Maud.
My name's Linda Wingate. I'm in Cleta Colson Ayers unit in Valdosta. And Selah Love is looking after us, and she is a jewel.
All right, I want to take just a minute and explain what she was talking about. She said Selah's looking after us because Kalita's in Hawaii for 10 days on the top director trip. And I'm telling you, Mary Kay treats their top people, top producers well. And did she do 800,000?
Yeah.
So she got the extended trip.
Yeah, she got 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So while Kalita's playing in Hawaii, we're here teaching you how to sell more.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, would you introduce yourself?
My name is Rachel Benefield. I've been in Mary Kay for 2 years, and I am in Lynn Huckle's unit in North Carolina, and I'm an adoptee of everybody.
Yes, and you bless everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to go ahead and get started because I can assure you I will not have as much time as I need tonight. I've done this training for several years, and if you take what we give you and use it, you will probably see very good results. Whenever I first started this training, we allowed guests to come, and Lori Hudson had guest that had just come to a skincare class on Saturday night. And this girl, she was sharp, and she was just about to have a spell the whole meeting. And she signed her agreement and paper agreement, paper check, sent in her agreement, and she took what we taught her and she absorbed on her own. And between Wednesday and Saturday, without books, without inventory, without a starter kit, without any further training, without any prompting, she sold $1,126. So what this is for, in my opinion, is to expand your thinking, okay? Because, you know, we all kind of do our little Mary Kay thing, and it's very easy to get comfortable. All right, so what we want to do is make you uncomfortable and make you want more and see more and think more. So, first of all, the purpose is to expand your thinking. And the training's called $10,000 Merry Christmas. It's because I want to teach you how you can sell $10,000 retail between now and December. And you might not have ever sold that in a whole year before, okay? But it's so doable. But you want to be strategic about it, okay? In fact, I've been working on putting this together and doing my own business, and I'm like, 10,000 between now and Christmas, heck, you should be able to do 10,000 in a month. But, you know, we make 50% of what we sell. So I want you to ask yourself, if you could put $5,000 cash profit in your family budget between now and Christmas, would it be worth something you might want to consider? Yes, okay. All right, so this is where we start. September to December is the largest retail selling season of the year. And most retail businesses do not even get in the black until after Thanksgiving, okay, where they are actually making a profit. The rest of the year, they're working to keep the doors open, okay? So, fortunately, we can take a profit all year long. And the more you do, the better off you are. So, the first sheet I want you to look at is the sheet with the blocks. Okay, now let me tell you, I start this usually the last week of August, planning, preparing, figuring out how I'm going to work it, who I'm going to talk to, because some people can fit into one category, some people can fit into multiple categories, okay? The first thing that I believe you should do is approach this from a recruiting standpoint, okay? Recruit first, because you may not, you know, sometimes people will say, well, I don't care about a car and I don't care about directorship. I'm like, okay, but do you have a problem with 13%? Okay? There has been months whenever we were really rocking and rolling and I had offsprings, my personal recruits ordered 10,000 wholesale. Had you rather have 0% of 10,000, 4% of 10,000, 9% of 10,000, 13% of 10,000, or 23% of 10,000. So it doesn't matter where you want to carry your business. Everybody can use extra money. If you don't need the extra money, give it away. Bless somebody else. Okay? Retire your mortgage early. You know, do whatever, you know, think abundantly. One of the things that I have learned that directorship has taught me is we all, you know, we work for that push, that end of the month, that goal. It is much, this is director information, but that's okay, I'll share it with all of y'all. It is so much better to work from abundance rather than lack of it. You know, I will work myself into the dirt the last 2 days of the month, not because I'm desperate, but because I am passing a goal. It gives you energy rather than draining your energy, okay? So learn to think abundantly. Okay, so what happens, I'm going to tell you all these ways that you can get people to help you make money, but let's assume that I get Abby to be a silent show hostess. And Abby's a young woman working 2 jobs. she's around a lot of people, she's helping me sell product from now till Christmas. And I don't tell her about the Mary Kay opportunity out of my own selfishness and my own fears and my own insecurities. Cause I don't want Abby to feel like I'm pushing her or anything, you know, and I don't want her to feel like she's afraid to talk to me because I'm gonna try to recruit her every time I talk to her. So my own insecurities get in the way, and so I'm like, well, she can just be a silent show hostess. Well, about December 1st, somebody comes along and says to Abby, Abby, you've sold how much for that lady? Did she not ever tell you that you could be making 50%? She is furious. She is hurt. I have basically harmed her family because that money could have been in her family instead of just me, you know, enjoying the gravy. And all the things that we're gonna talk about, consultants, should be gravy. Your first primary priority should be holding skincare classes. Because we don't want you to stop holding skincare classes when we give you all these wonderful ideas. Because skincare classes is what's gonna get you where you want to go. And I recommend focusing on 2 skincare classes a week, minimum. You know, whenever I was coming up as a consultant, my director offered an added diamond ring, and the only way you could get that added diamond ring was by doing 8 skincare classes a month. And that broke down to 2 a week. The 2 a week is gonna give you the exposure and the sales and the contacts that you need to move into a car, to move into directorship. You can sell a semi-truckload of lipstick. And if I sell Abby a lipstick and I never develop her as a customer, Abby's gonna buy lipstick from my lady the next time around because there's no loyalty, there's no bond there. So the way you accomplish what you want to accomplish is through your skincare classes. And I tell you to track it. You know, after I had my second son and I was I in a car? Was I in a car? 89, not yet. I was not in a car yet. Maybe I was in a car. Yes, I was in a car. I had just got in a car. And he was not an easy baby. You know, nothing made him happy. He didn't sleep, he didn't eat, he cried all the time. You know, I was like, whoa, what are we doing? You know, and I went to career conference that year. He was 1 month old. Okay? And I knew I was in deep trouble. Because, you know, those nights that you're sitting up with him at night and changing diapers and all that, and I'm sitting there thinking, I am in way over my head. Way over my head. And, you know, I want to be with him. I want to continue to build my business. I want to be able to keep my car, because back then there was no co-payments. They came and got it. Okay? The little red tow truck would come and get the little red car. You know, that was one of my biggest fears. You know, I was scared to death of that. And then I wanted to be a director. I knew I wanted to be a director. That was the goal from day one. So I went to career conference. I was in a team leader class taught by Nancy Bonner and Ruth Theodosian. And Nancy was one of the people that I respect the most in this business. She had 4 boys. And I went to her after that class was over, and I told her, I said, Nancy, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble. I said, I got this car, I got this new baby, I want more children, I want to be a sales director. How in the world am I going to do it? She says, tell me what you're doing. And I told her. She said, go back to doing 2 skincare classes a week. And that was exactly what I needed to hear at that time. And in my calendar for years, whenever a skincare class actually held, I used a red marker, put a big 1 with a big circle. So I could look at my calendar at any moment and know how many I had done that month. Okay? So don't stop doing your skincare classes. Okay, on your little chart, the first thing you're going to see is the recruiting block. Okay, who do you want to share the opportunity with? And what I use for that is the pilot program. Okay, people will be receptive to the pilot program. And basically the pilot program says, try it for 3 months. If you don't like it, stop. okay, that's this sheet. And I do have this in Spanish, this is what I sent to you earlier.
Okay.
Okay, and this just says on here, earn over 2,000 by Christmas, here's an 11-week plan. So, I usually do a blanket mailing the end of August to anybody that I want to develop. I start with my personal recruits. I send that letter out to them, of the people that would be my personal recruits. I send that letter out to them on like week 0. Alright, so if you break this up into 12 weeks, that, my personal recruiting is week 0. I send, what I sent this time, it goes out in an envelope like this, and I will teach you to be very conservative with your expenses, because I don't want you spending your money on Section 2 and that type thing. So I'm like the cheapest person you'll see, okay? A consultant told me one time, she said, Cindy, you can take nothing and turn it into something. I'm like, that's what I've always had to do, take nothing and turn it into something, okay? So, we'll talk about that a little bit further, but I send out the letters like this, and I'm very strategic. I go through my Boulevard software, and then whenever I get through my Boulevard, I go through my Mary Kay in Touch, okay? And then people go into categories. I get the Avery peel-off labels, and I go through, and this is not something you can delegate. You can delegate a lot of things. This is not something you can delegate. Anyway, somewhere I have clear labels, and then I am planning my plan. I'm like a wizard stirring it up. The first one is I go through my list and I put on there who I want to have as recruit invites. Name, address, phone number. And I do the master sheet, and then I can print off additional labels. Okay, so for follow-up, this tells me who I need to follow up on, and it also is already got the information. That's not in here, honey, I'm just telling you about this. Okay, and also, whenever I get ready to follow up with these people, if I need to send them something else, I've already got that. I'm not reinventing the wheel 6 times, okay? So the first one is the recruit invites. All right, the second list is who I want to be silent show hostesses. And this I'm very strategic with. Salem, I was talking to you about expanding my territory and going into other areas. This is one of the ways I'm doing that. I go through and I'm like, okay, who do I want to choose? Charlotte in Augusta, Amy in Fitzgerald, Tijuana in Atlanta, Dee Dee in Statesboro.
Wow.
Okay? And I can know them, they can be established customers, or they don't have to. I am learning better how to do that, okay? Because as a consultant, you do not want to be limited to your city limits. You want to get outside your city limits and your county and your state as fast as you possibly can. So who do you know in these other areas? Okay? And so that's, I got like 60 of these that will be going out. And that's what will be going out this week. I will physically start following up with the people that I sent the recruiting invites to, and then the silent show hostess letters will go out this week. Now, why do I do that? Okay, because somebody may be on 2 lists. All right, like Maria. Maria is my daughter's non-boyfriend mother. They're the most hilarious things in the world. This weekend they were celebrating their non-anniversary. I'm like, whatever y'all call each other, okay. But Maria is bilingual, or she's Spanish speaking, let me say it that way. I need Spanish speaking consultants, okay. What's the fastest growing segment of Mary Kay right now? Spanish speaking. Okay? She can talk to people that I can't talk to. I can teach her what to do, and then she can go teach others. You want growth? You want money? You want production? You want to expand your territory? How do you plan to do that? Okay, so I sent Maria a letter, and I do have, okay, let me throw this in there. Any of these copies that you have gotten, most of them are on my UnitNet website, so you can go there and print them whenever you want to. I do have a Spanish version of the pilot program, but it's not listed under $10,000 Merry Christmas, it's listed under Spanish materials. So my UnitNet website is www.
If you open that up, you can write it on that board behind you.
You scared me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, unitnet.com/Cindy Hurst, and there's not a password. So if you go to my UnitNet website, in the left-hand column, click on Training Center, and all of my training that I have put together, whether it's my original or something I just, unitnet.com/Cindy Hurst. And I do need to update my queens, haven't had time to do that, so I apologize, I will get those updated queens. Okay, so if you go to this website, in the left-hand column, in alphabetical order, click on Training Center. My show procedure notes, everything that I use is there. But the Spanish version of the pilot program is under Spanish. It's not under $10,000 Merry Christmas. I'll go back and I'll put it in both places. Okay, so
What is the South Coast Express?
they take up orders for you. Okay, and let me tell you how it come about back my landing. And I know we don't have time for all the stories, but it's important on how I come up with it. I had a sister who was in an abusive marriage for 16 years. She dropped out of high school. She had no job skills. She worked at a sewing factory. And a lady that she knew sold Avon. And with Avon, you have to do certain volumes to make certain percentages, okay? And at the time, Mary Kay said, if you want to be a star consultant and you want a car and you want to move into this business, you need to do 3 skincare classes per week. And my thought process is, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find another way to make it happen, because I don't want to do 3 skincare classes per week. Okay? So I'm like, okay, how can I get the $300 in sales that I need to be a star consultant so that I can at least meet that part of it? Now, it's going to take you longer to accomplish what you want to accomplish if you don't do what the company tells you to, but at least I was a star consultant. That's what this pen right here means. For the benefit of those that know what it means, I have been a star consultant 105 I didn't do my accolades, but y'all don't need to know all that. But anyway, 105 quarters, all right? Remember, I was a consultant 8 years before I became a director. That meant I had to learn how to sell this product, because I didn't have a director's check. And for the directors, that's gonna be 99% of your unit. They've got to know how to sell the product. So if you know how to sell the product, you'll stay in Mary Kay forever. So going back, I was like, okay, where am I gonna come up with $300 worth of savings? I'm not gonna do 3 skincare classes. Now that can change and your mind can shift at any moment. But at that moment, I wasn't willing to. So I was like, okay, we'll find another way to do it. And I thought, dadgummit, my sister takes up all these dadgum Avon orders. She was making, the Avon lady was just basically giving her the profit on what she sold at the sewing factory. And that money that she got from this lady for her Avon sales was her grocery money. So she was getting $70, $80 a week from the Avon sales, passing a book around, and that was her grocery money. I thought, now dadgummit, if they'll do that for Avon, we can do it with Mary Kay. So I started developing silent show hostesses. Wanda, I just about said it, Wanda Metters was one of my first silent show hostesses. And at that time, I had just won a rabbit fur jacket from my director. So I thought, okay, what can I offer these people? And I went to customers and I said, Wanda, I'm giving away a rabbit fur jacket. and all you have to do is help me sell $1,000 retail between September and December. If you have ever been to any office, any plant, any industry, there's always a book floating around. Okay, so what I did was I was strategic. I wanted one at this plant, one at this plant, one at this plant, one at the hospital, one here, one there, because if you got 5 people doing it in the same place, it's ineffective. Okay, we got down to the second week of December, and Wanda's like, everybody's bought what they're gonna buy. I'm about $88 away. There's no way I'm gonna meet this goal. I said, who do you know that might enjoy a facial? Give me their name and number. I will go and do the facial for you. Whatever the lady buys, it will go toward your silent show sales. I went and did it. It was over $100 facial. The girl ended up recruiting. Her sister ended up recruiting. You know, but Wanda's one of the people that when she worked at a plant, actually did it. So if you hear my training, my tapes, or whatever, Wanda's the person that one of the people I'm talking about. The first $1,000 week I ever had, I did it by accident. Okay, because I was just starting these silent show hostess things, and that week I had a silent show hostess that turned in $324.50 in orders on Wednesday. And then on Thursday night, I did a skincare class in Pearson with 7 little old ladies that I'm sure they're all passed away now. I got home that night and totaled up my sales, and I'm like, dang, it was an $800 week. Joyce Clayton Morse, who was one of my mentors, she had $1,000 weeks all the time. And I said, you know what? Joyce would not get to 800 and not turn it into $1,000 week. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get an additional $200 in sales between now and Saturday? And me doing that was a belief barrier breaker. When you do it one time, it seems impossible. But when you do it one time, you know that you can do it again and again and again. Okay, so silent show hostesses. All right, so let me back up and say just a couple of things about the recruiting to keep me on task. Keys to making that work: make a list of potential recruits, contact the most promising to attend this training, prepare a recruiting invitation letter to send outlining why they should join, and I have a copy of the one that I just sent out. The directors can look at it because everything's not in that packet. I put in here my each one reach one. I put why begin today. I put a picture of the starter kit. I put grow a recruiting invitation from sales director Cindy Hurst, and then I put the pilot program. And that I can put in an envelope and mail with a first class letter. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want to. Prepare packets, including letter, book, pilot program, outside order sheet. I don't put a book in there unless they know absolutely nothing about Mary Kay and it's cold contact, because the books are expensive to mail. Okay?
Hey, again, what are you putting in there?
Okay. Mainly the pilot program and a recruiting invitation letter. That's the main things. And I'm putting.
Linda, I'm recording it, so we'll upload it.
This time I put in here the each one reach one, because I'm trying to get across to my consultants and my potential team members that we currently have 130 consultants in 12 states, and I want to grow to 200. So that's everywhere, okay? And, you know, people might say, well, you know, I wouldn't do very much. I might just do a little bit of Mary Kay. That's okay. We still want you and we still need you. Okay? Follow up with phone and personal appointments the week after to close recruits. Stress the urgency of starting early to maximize earning potential and ensure product availability. Somewhere back here we've got the holiday line that people who participated in the preferred customer program can order today. We never know how long that's going to last. Sometimes it lasts till after Christmas and goes on the pink sale, and sometimes it's out by the middle of September. Several years ago, one of my hot shots, she came in at the end of July. She sold an Emerald Star, by the end of the quarter, she was getting ready to do another Sapphire Star and Holiday, and it was already sold out. And she was upset. And I told her, I said, I'm sorry, we have no way of knowing how fast it's gonna go. You gotta get on the train early, I'm sorry. And they make this stuff like a year ago, so there's not gonna be any more, okay? Alright, gold medal in September. Directors, I'm telling your people, gold medal in September. If you focus on and do the recruiting packets and the follow-up and everything, we should gold medal in September. That's 5 team members. That's enough to get you on target for a car if you have enough production to go with it. If not, you've still got 5 team members, okay? So after recruiting, help the team members sell successful and encourage them to consider all year. On the pilot program, it says, try it from now till Christmas. If you don't like it, get out. But at the same time, you don't want to just think, try it from Christmas and then get out. You might even want to consider extending this past Christmas. Okay, and one of the things you need to be listening for right now, there's lots of people looking for part-time jobs. They go wrap gifts at Belk's. They go take on an extra shift at Walmart, whatever. And if you hear someone saying they're looking for something, by all means, tell them about Mary Kay. Now, with your recruiting, your best results are always gonna come from book, sell, book, recruit. Book them for the first appointment, sell them on the skincare, book them for the second appointment, which you turn into a skincare class, and then recruit them. But that's not the only way you can recruit. There are some people you will never get to if that's the way you do it. Okay? Because they're just not gonna stop. They don't have a reason to or whatever. So, encourage them to consider all year income for savings, vacations, home improvement, retirement, debt retirement, etc. And for the benefit of the directors, I've got these like on half sheets, and the reason I have it on half sheets is so that you can reduce it down and make it postcard size. Okay? And if you will spend the money to send that full size, is, if I have learned, if I want people to read it, it doesn't go in an envelope.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can do a first class stamp, reduce this down, and I can get it to them, to their mailbox. One of the best things I ever did as a new director, Selah, is I finally started sending all my training to every unit member every week. And Deborah Bishop told me, she said, Cindy, you're giving them permission to not come to the sales meeting. And tore me up about that, and I'm like, well, this is what I'm doing. But that's one of the best things I did, because Rachel's learning, you plan something like this, okay, how many handouts do I make? Make too few, make too many. So I said, you know what, I know how many unit members I have. I'm gonna budget for this. The ones that come to the meeting, great. If they don't come to the meeting on Tuesday morning, it goes to them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of the reasons I've got them in half pages. Okay, week 2, the people that you don't recruit, you invite them to be silent show hostesses. A silent show hostess can add volume to your sales, introduce you to new contacts and customers. Should the silent show hostess eventually recruit, you essentially have a seasoned team member, she's already selling the product, okay, with an established customer base. So let's say this girl works at PCC. She's taking up orders weekly, PCC. After a while, she becomes known as the Mary Kay lady at that plant. Okay? Now, why do people tell you they can't recruit? I don't think I can sell. I don't have time. I don't know anybody. But by the time Wanda had sold $1,000 worth of Mary Kay between September and December, she already had an established customer base. She already knew she could do it because she was already doing it. And people who might not have time, money to spend $200 on a time-wise repair, they can spend $15 or $18 on a mascara. This sheet here was posted on Facebook today. It's dated for the week of September 8th through the 14th, and it's a challenge sheet going with the 56, sell 14 mascaras. I talked to a young lady last week who I'm trying to recruit. She works at a trailer plant, and you know, she is very limited in the amount of money she can spend. And I told her, I said, how many people work in your department? 8. How many people work at the plant? 180. I'm like, you know what? Out of 180 people, I guarantee you there's 20 people there that need mascara. And you can say to them, this week, I didn't create this, I don't think I did, but this week, my featured product of the week is mascara. I'm gonna be placing an order on Friday. Who wants one? And if she sells 20 mascara that week at 15 each minimum, that's $300 in sales, $150 in profit. Y'all get it? Okay. All right. The way that you make this work, offer the Mary Kay opportunity first. If they decide no, maybe later, not now, then you invite them to be a silent show hostess. Okay. Offer them products, prizes, gifts, or cash that does not cost you more than 20%. Somewhere or another, there's a sheet that I did. It's got on there products, gifts, cash, whatever is in your packet. But I did that in like a half, so it's two on one page. And you have to find out what they want.
It's at the back of y'all's packets.
Okay? You want to be sure that it doesn't cost you more than 20%. Now, I will give my silent show hostesses more than that. I'll tell you I will. But for the most part, you want to limit it to 20% of your sales. Okay? Because 20% of your retail is like your normal hostess credit. But somebody that might not be turned on by the professional brush set that we can offer them, they might be turned on by the rabbit fur jacket. You know, hostess coaching, the key to hostess coaching and getting people to hold appointments is find out what they want. When you find out what they want, you say, the only way you can get this is whatever you want, you need. Okay? I had a young lady one time, golly, this girl's done thousands and thousands, but she was a black lady in not a real high-end neighborhood, and she wouldn't let me do a skincare class. I could come do a facial for her, and I spent enough time with her and I listened enough. I finally realized she didn't have a washer and dryer. She was having to haul laundry for herself and 5 children to the laundromat every week. And I finally told her, I'm like, Kathy, if you will help me sell this product, I will help you get a washing machine. Meet them at their point of need. And one lady, one time, I asked her, I said, what do you want? And I got real elaborate with this, and y'all can see this on my webpage, because this was a majority of my focus at one time whenever I was building my business, you know, skincare classes and this to build my volume. But she said, you know what I really want? I really want a wide silver choker chain. I'm like, okay, well, let me research that a little bit and I'll tell you how much you have to sell. So I went to the jewelry store or wherever and I got a price. And I could get one for about $80. So I told her, I said, if you take up $800 in sales for me, then I will buy the choker necklace for you. Okay, 10%, no more than 20%. And she started it and she did it. But down here on the bottom, it's going to say Power Shop for Creative Silent Show Hostess Gifts. All the time she was selling the product for me, I was researching where I could get one for less. Okay, I knew the price that I could get one. I had to be able to guarantee the gift. Okay, but I eventually found one marked down close to Christmas, or toward the beginning of December for like $30. So that's what it means by power shopping, okay? You gotta be able to guarantee the gift, but then, go from there. Okay, give books, samples, outside order sheet, challenges to help make selling easy and exciting. I don't like to give books because they get wasted, okay? They cost a lot, nobody looks at them, you know, they look at one and then it's gone. What I do is sheets primarily like this right here. Books cost a lot to mail, and I got 60 people lined up here for silent show hostesses. So I will send a sheet like this out with, if it's something that has a sample, okay? Now, I put almost zero money in samples, okay? This is the way I sample. A Ziploc bag with a cotton ball spray. On the outside it says Men's Cityscape. If I'm sending out silent show packages for this week and I'm sending out 60, I'm not putting all my money in section 2. You don't make money on section 2, okay? And I use this size envelope. This will cost you less to mail. And I have some of these if y'all want to buy them that are blank tonight. I just ordered some. You can get these from Quill. It's the 4x8. You get a pack of 25 for like $24. They're like $1 a piece. So I put my weekly sheet in there. I put my sample in there. And that's it. Well, just a minute. Okay, just a minute. But the point is, if I'm doing Cityscape that week, all right, they can at least, and this is also what I put in reorder bags. So I can make up a whole bunch of them, and every time I fill a reorder, you put that sample in there. How many times do we order samples and they accumulate in the closet and just eat up our money? Okay? And I recently saw something that said the company did not recommend that you do something like this because it compromises the integrity of the product. Baloney. Excuse me, Mary Kay. Okay? If you are turning it, we're not going to sacrifice the integrity of the way it smells. How about if we sell something so we can make some money, so we can order some more? Okay? Another thing I do, medicine bottles. We have millions of medicine bottles because we have 6 senior citizens. Okay? Rip the label off, put a clear label on there. I can stack a bunch of cotton balls in here, Melandy. I'll put a cotton ball spray, cotton ball spray, cotton ball spray. And I can put that in this envelope. And if, let's say she's working in a plant, she can, if they like, this week we're selling Cityscape, and they need to know what it smells like, she can pass out the cotton balls. So I'm not spending $1.25 for every sample. Mary Kay used to, at skincare classes, she would spray cotton balls with a perfume and tape it to the light bulb because it put the aroma in the room. Okay? This is really for trunk shows, but I'll go ahead and tell you. These are dollar store salt and pepper shakers, and this is what I use whenever I'm doing a trunk show. I have a label on the bottom and I mark what it is. I put the cotton balls in here and spray in between them, and that way they can pass the salt and pepper shaker and know what it smells without spraying 20 different fragrances in the room.
Love that idea.
Okay? And I thought the real pretty crystal ones, but they end up getting broke. Get the plastic ones. And if you get really smart, the white ones are for females and the black ones are for males. Don't make it complicated. Okay? But that's what I carry into my trunk show. That's my samples. Okay? Alright, so going back to this. Keep the silent show hostess informed of how much she's sold and find out what she wants. You need to say to her, Abby, you've already got $200 in sales. She's like, really? I really got that much already? And that keeps encouraging her to get to the next level. Reward her well and appreciate her. She will be an ongoing asset. Work your business full circle. Classes, facials, reorders, booking, interviews, customer service, and recruiting. Silent show hostesses are intended to boost personal sales, not replace them. Power shop. Now, I will send out, along with this, and I don't have one in here, but it's somewhere on my webpage. I will send out an outside order sheet. There's one that's real good that Angela, the Canadian lady, Angie Stoker, put together. And it's got leopard on the outside, and it's, sell something and get $100. But I just use the outside order sheet. I do not send out sales tickets because how can they do that? It's not manageable on a job. I give them an outside order sheet so they can fill it in, but I do want them to get names, addresses, and phone numbers so that I can take those contacts and develop them. If I get their name and address, I can build from there. Because I'm going to send them enough stuff and, using that soft touch. You want to use soft touch. You don't want people to feel like you're pushing them, but just that soft touch, constant presence. Send them something routinely, okay? And they will eventually, you'll hit a button somewhere. Okay, now this is the third one, personalized gift consultations. This is my, oh gosh, you need to be doing this now. This is my favorite and most profitable way to market the holiday line through personalized gift consultations. If you've been in Mary Kay for a while, you already have some established customers, or at least some people that you've talked to about Mary Kay. So what I would do, back in the day, I don't stockpile a lot of limited edition product. I want none left at the end of the promotion. Okay? So what I recommend all of you do that are on PCP is go home tonight and be sure you order at least one of each item. So you've got, 2 of each item would be better, okay? But 1 of each item for sure, because you need that in your possession so that you can start marketing it, okay? And that way, I have a basket or a tote that I put together, however I put it together. And I am not a frou-frou person, okay? Rachel's our frou-frou and she makes everything pretty. I'm gonna throw it in the bag and go see somebody, okay? But whatever I put together, a personalized gift consultation is where I set a private appointment with probably a customer, and I sit down with her and I say, I would call her and I'd say, Melandy, this is Cindy Hurst with Mary Kay. I just got in my holiday line and it's gonna sell out quick. I would like to get with you for about 30 minutes and show you what's new, okay? And I set up a 9 o'clock, a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, a 12 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, and a 2 o'clock. And I go to her home, and I've got my little tote bag, but I don't take everything out yet. And first I say to her, Melandy, who do you shop for? And I'm taking notes. Okay, how much would you spend on your mother-in-law? All right, this is asking the questions that I need to know to be able to meet that need. And then I would say to her, okay, let me show you what's new. And I would start pulling out the things that I think might accommodate her. And then when we get to her list, I'll say, okay, who else might you buy for? Because I want to help her think of people she hasn't thought of. What about your pastor? What about your pastor's wife? What about secret sisters? Do you have school-age children that need teacher gifts? Okay? And when I know what price range she's interested in, then it's personalized gift consultation. And then I say to them, the first time I do it, I offer free gift wrapping and delivery, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express, and I can also do a layaway of half down and half on delivery. If you do half down and half on delivery, they're going to buy more because they don't have to pay half of it today. And then I say, okay, when do you want this delivered? Because the first time you do it, you're romancing your service. You're selling your service. So I'm going to offer free gift wrapping and delivery. After that first time, you don't have to promote that anymore because they're going to just do it. The first $2,000 week I ever had, I did it with, I had $1,000 Friday. I had a 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. By 2 o'clock, I'd sold $1,000 that Friday. And this was back in the day when we had to go to the bank, get a money order, mail in the order, and gotta get it there quick so they can fill the order and I can do it again next week. Now, things are much easier now, but that was why I did that. So you want to keep it short, personalized, but who are your best customers? Who are the people that are going to want to buy from you? What I find is people who shop early, shop now. People who shop at the last minute, right now they're gonna buy what they want. Okay, I don't shop, and a loaded question that you need to ask everybody between now and Christmas. Have you done Christmas shopping yet? Always lead off with that, because when you say, have you done your Christmas shopping yet? They're going like, oh God, no, I hadn't even thought about it. Great, let me help you. Okay, and so also while I am with her, I am making note of what she says. Oh gosh, I'd love to have that for me. That becomes her wish list, so that when the time comes, I can call her significant other and tell him, hey, I already know some things she would love to have. So you see what I'm doing? I'm working all avenues of the sale. Okay? Just like we have to, as directors especially, we have to work all the avenues of communication. Some people are going to respond to a newsletter. Some people are going to respond to your unit Facebook page. Some people are going to respond to a sales meeting. Well, I don't want to miss anybody. I want to get them all. Okay? So that's personalized gift consultations. Order one of each. The minute it's available, be sure they understand limited edition. Offer your service. At the end of the appointment, when they get ready to pay me, I always ask them, do you want to pay half down or do you want to go ahead and pay the full ticket? And most of the time, they will say, I'll just go ahead and pay the full ticket. Okay, so then you've got more money if you need to build that inventory a little bit up front. Gift consultations work for current clients and potential clients. Okay, somebody that's not a customer. You can start her out with a gift consultation. All right, now, the executive shopping service, this is sales to businesses. I don't do a whole lot with this, but I do have those people that I have developed, and they're gonna buy from me once a year, either at Christmas or Secretary's Day. Okay? And I usually call my guys about the third week of September. They really are not gonna think a lot about it before then. But there's one businessman in town, I call him and I say, hey, Mr. Danny, just wanted to check with you. This is Cindy Hurst and see if I could help you with your employee shopping for this year. Well, he's familiar with me, so he knows the process. And he'll say, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that this year. Or he will say, I think I'm gonna do something else this year. Okay, well, then he'll come back around Secretary's Day. And all you have to know is how many employees, what price range you're interested in, and when do you want it delivered. He gives me his credit card, I order it, I go ahead and package it up real pretty, and I put it on a shelf in the back room. And he usually has me deliver the week before Christmas Eve, whatever day that may be. Sometimes it'll be the Friday before Christmas Eve, sometimes it'll be the Monday before Christmas Eve, based on what day Christmas Eve falls on.
Usually when you do that, or something like that, what do they usually order,
Well, you want something generic. You want something that'll work for pretty much anybody. I can tell you what they're gonna get this year. They're gonna get the Energizing Foot and leg treatment because it's got free socks. Anytime the company does, and he usually does about a $25 package, so I will do satin hands or some form of something generic to him. And also, all his employees are Pentecostal, so they don't want anything in color. Okay, so, the neck protector, something like that. But he usually does about 25, but that's okay, some of those people, the objective is to have that sale plus turn these people into customers. Sometimes that's possible and sometimes not. But I guarantee you, when that call, they put me right through. And you won't, and there is, somewhere in this stuff, there is a sample letter that I typed up for business executives, just like a one page. If you send it in the mail first, you warm them up, and then probably they didn't look at it, and then you make a phone call and talk to them. But anytime you want to kind of prepare the way, if you'll send it in the mail first, then, now BJ Harnett, I don't think she's in Mary Kay anymore, but she was the queen of sales for year after year after year after year. She had been in Mary Kay 3 years and owned a car before she ever did her first facial. She did the executive shopping service all over. When the World Trade Center fell, she lost $50,000 worth of business. Okay, and she collected business cards everywhere she went, and those went into her database, and then she would just send it out. But she was just amazing. Okay, skincare classes, I got this under week 5. While the holiday season presents many opportunities for satellite sales, you don't want to become distracted from building your customer base the regular way. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, trunk shows, fragrance shows, gift shows, stop and shops. I've got this under number 7, but I want to come back to that. We're gonna go ahead and talk about open houses. I have good sales success with open houses, but I don't have good turnout. Okay, so what I recommend with an open house is you do it as a group. Do it at a sales meeting. Do it with a group of other consultants. Because what happens a lot of times with an open house is you spend 3 months planning it, 3 months decorating, $300 in refreshments, and nobody comes. And you are totally frustrated. Okay? So do it as a group, just like kind of what we did tonight. Everybody brings a little refreshment. Everybody brings part of a setup. Wanda, you do fragrances. Melinda, you do satin hands. Rosie, you do lip colors. And if everybody pools their effort, you can all invite your separate individual customers, and you haven't wasted 3 months for nothing. Okay? And I believe you should do one in late September, early October, one in November, and then if you want a 3rd one, do it like the 2nd week of December. Okay? Set the date. Okay, also it works best, especially if you're doing it from your home, if you do 2 or 3 days in a row, like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because you've got it set up, you've got it pretty, and 2 people come on Thursday, and you got 100 customers. Okay, so if 2 people come on Thursday, then you know, while they're not there, you're calling. You don't wait to see just who's showing up. You could be calling and saying, did you forget our Mary Kay open house tonight? Okay, that's all right. I'll be here tomorrow. Come on by tomorrow afternoon. So that you've got opportunity after opportunity for that amount of work that you put in. Begin preparing your guest list. You need to invite 50 or more people. Just like a debut or, trunk show like that. Because you want to get enough people there. Now, I have done open houses where only one person showed up and she spent $400. Okay? And that's basically a personalized gift consultation with a whole lot more work. Okay, so use that to your advantage. Keep refreshments simple, like coffee, apple cider, Christmas cookies. Use holiday decorations to set the scene. Play Christmas music in the background. It's amazing what Christmas music does. It can be Halloween, and if you come in here and it's decorated and you hear Christmas music, it feels like Christmas. Okay? Mail invitations 1 week prior. Follow up with phone calls and text to confirm appointments. Boy, text is the best thing that's ever been invented. Oh, man. I can actually confirm somebody and, do my follow-up that I'm not gonna do the other way. Divide work between all consultants. On day 2 and 3 of the open house, call the people who have not attended to remind them. Also, that 3rd day, you can invite the men. You can invite the business owners. Come see some of the pretties. Okay, I know what your lady wants. Okay, when they walk in the door, you want to give each person a lookbook, a sales ticket, and a brainstorm wish list. They're filling out their little sheet. Oh, I like this. I like this. I like this. Well, you're going to sit down with her privately at the end, and you're going to help her get all this. Okay? Work one-on-one to allow them to experience all the products. Do an individual close after each guest leaves. You can contact their significant others, etc. Okay. Let's go to week 8, 12 days baskets. The week that I do this, and this is one of your more profitable ones, y'all, if you'll work it. I do this. Have I got it wrong? That's okay. Just follow along. I retyped it because it needed to be updated. Okay. All right. 12 days baskets or towers. I do this. You can do it in September if you want to give them a chance to make payments. But the best response that I have gotten is the week after Thanksgiving, 1st week of December. Okay, because a man is not thought about it before then. Okay, and it goes with the song, "On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me." Okay, that's kind of what it goes with. And she gets a big basket with 12 individually wrapped items. And you start out small and you go to the big one. Okay, the big one's going to be the final one. When I did it the first time, I had that baby that was such a challenge. He come home with chickenpox. At that time, I had a $750 sales goal that I had to meet. It wasn't an option. Okay? And the same week, my husband's in the bed with the flu. Well, you know how useful they are. All my 4-year-old wanted was for me to sit and hold him, and that's all I wanted to do. And I'm thinking, and I had a secretary that come in and work 15 hours a week then, and she'd come in and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And a friend of mine that's in Mary Kay had told me about this. And I had even gone to the step of writing down, okay, I need to call this, who I needed to call. But I hadn't worked up the courage to do it. And God is so good. About 10 o'clock in the morning, the phone rang. And this particular husband was an attorney. We had bought land that year, and he was calling me to get the tax bill in the right person's hands. And his wife spent about $100 a month with me. Anyway, he said she made the payment on my pink car. And I'm like, that's okay. But she can keep doing that. And he called me, and we talked about the legal business that we needed, and I gave him my address, and I said, oh, by the way, let me tell you what I'm doing for my ladies this year. And of course, he starts grumbling. She already makes the car payment on that pink car. I'm like, okay, well, let me tell you about it. I'm doing the 12 days. The key selling phrase is it's 12 days of gifts for her and 12 days of gratitude for you. Okay, now the woman really does not care what's in the package. What she wants is to be romanced. She wants to be able to anticipate, oh, goody, I get to open another present tomorrow. You know, if they spend $1,000 and it takes 2 minutes to open up the package, it's over. Okay? So, he was still grumbling. I'm like, well, okay. Just so you know, have you ever made any of those husband buying mistakes? You remember that vacuum cleaner you bought her? Oh, yeah. You know, I tell people, my husband, God bless him, he used to do such good gifts. Rings, jewelry, diamonds. The first year we were married, you know what I got? A suitcase and an umbrella. I'm like, did you get brain damage during the ceremony or something? I'm like, what happened? But, you know, he learned. And so, you know, they all have made that mistake. So I'm like, just remember, it'll take you from 0 to hero. He's like, how much does it cost? Okay, well, your correct response, from my experience, is I can do a good 12 days basket for about $150. Now, I have done some $75 baskets, but I got section, you know, the little bear is holding the eye applicator. Because if you got 12 items, you got to do some low end stuff, okay? But they're going to respond a couple of ways, because men don't think about money the way women do. Either they're going to, if they can't afford that, they're going to say, can you do one for any less? And then you can get creative. Or if he's, especially if he's got a guilty conscience, he'll say, how about 200? You know, he don't want to be on the low end. So, what you have to find out is, how are you going to pay for it? How are we going to do this? Check, cash, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express. What day do you want it to end on? Do you want it to end on Christmas Eve, or do you want it to end on Christmas Day? Because different people celebrate on different days. If he says he wants it to end on Christmas Eve, then it has to be delivered in his hand, in his possession by December the 12th. Because 12 days plus the 12th is the 24th. If he wants it to end on Christmas Day, then it has to be delivered by the 13th. Now, why is that good news for you? That's before December 15th, end of quarter. So, these guys might wait till the very last minute, normally, but if he's doing a 12 days, it has to be delivered by the 12th or the 13th. See what I'm doing? Okay. That week, I sold, I think, 11 baskets. You don't have to do but one, and you get excited, and you call the next person. But I sold 7 men, $800-something worth of baskets. Okay? And, you know, okay, so what day do you want it to end on? How do you want to pay for it? And the third question is, where do you want it delivered? And your choices are, deliver it to you, for you to present to her, deliver it to her work, which is really what you want to do, and the third one is deliver it to her at home. Okay? And the reason you want to deliver it to her at work is because when you walk in with this big, beautiful basket of individually wrapped presents, and I go put this on her desk and say, your honey sent this to you. Every woman in that place of work wants one.
They gonna go home?
Right. They're gonna say, oh, you need to call my man. Okay. In fact, Friday night, I have a customer that bought one for her husband. Her husband bought one for her 100 years ago. Hadn't seen her in I don't even know how long. I saw her at the street dance in Douglas Friday night, and she tapped me on the shoulder and she says, do you remember me? I'm like, I sure do. And you know what? I still have those 12 days baskets. Okay, so there you go. There's a reconnect. Okay. Holiday, or that's the last one. That's not it. Okay, let's go to trunk shows, fragrance shows, gift shows, stop and shops. This is your group appointments. As you get closer to the holidays, they're gonna say, well, I don't wanna book a skincare class till after Thanksgiving. I don't wanna book a skincare class cause Christmas is coming. I don't wanna book a skincare class till after the first of the year. Okay, but let's do a fragrance and gift show. Or whatever you need to call it to, Stop and Shops. And I have like a rolling suitcase that I use for my truck shows. It's a regular truck show. It's not any different than what I do any time of the year. In that rolling suitcase, you want at least 12 sets of something. The men's skincare package does a set. The satin hands and body, or not the hands and body, the body care as a set. The Volufarm repair, everything you want it bundled. And I don't want you to bundle it pretty. I just want you to drop it in a plastic bag. So, you can pull it out in groups. The vanilla bags that we used to have was the best in the world. But some kind of clear packaging so you can just set it out. Okay, you want the hostess to invite the most people possible. It's like a Tupperware, bridal shower, whatever you want to call it. The more people that you get there, the better off you are. The desired results is having 10 to 15 present. Have any of you ever gone to a Tupperware party, home interior party, whatever kind of party's going around and spent $30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you've got 10 ladies present, spending $30, which is basically a satin hands, and they will spend a whole lot more than that, okay, you're going to have a $300 appointment, okay? As they come in, you're demonstrating satin hands on them. You give them a profile card to fill out. I'm telling you that this is the shortcuts. You can try a lot of different things. Use a profile card because that's your contact information to follow up with them later and take them back full circle. And, okay, satin hands, profile card. That's the main thing. They complete the profile cards for drawings, okay? And this also allows you to call them back later and set them up for a facial or whatever you need to do next. Guests during the appointment, they receive a lookbook, a holiday gift list, a sales ticket, and possibly a wish list. This is for them to use and hold while you're playing Vanna. This is our satin hands. This is our satin lips. It's just show and tells, all it is. You won't have 12 sets. Use the salt and pepper shakers for them to sample. Use the 4-point recruiting plan. Now, directors, one of the next things I want to do whenever I do this again, Rachel, is I want to do a recruiting workshop.
Okay.
Okay? We can talk about when or whatever.
Okay.
But the 4-point recruiting plan, there's a recruit sitting at every appointment, and you need to be following up and getting them. All right, play games as desired. The main game that I would tell you to play is the name game. Okay, we're going to have a contest, and somebody's going to get this ring. Take your profile card, turn it over. I'm going to time you 90 seconds. Who can give me the most names and telephone numbers of somebody that you know that you think would like a facial? Woo. Okay? It don't matter if it's hand cream, sample, whatever it is. Okay? That gives you people to contact for your future bookings. Use the trunk show script. I do have a trunk show script on my webpage. It's about 12 pages long. If you want a cheat sheet, some of it needs to be updated, but you're a smart girl, you can update it. Okay? But the main thing is just go through the presentation. Do an individual